Welcome to Paranormal 3.33.
Oh,
We're diving into some of the scariest stories we could dig up from Reddit.
and we found some creepy ones.
Right.
You weren't kidding.
Oh, I know. I know. It's perfect timing, too, with Halloween just around the corner.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Everyone loves a good spooky story this time of year.
Exactly.
So what have we got?
All right. So this first one's from a user called Spider Lane Whales.
Okay.
And they describe waking up as a kid, sandwiched between their parents in bed.
Oh, classic.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets weird. There's this tall, pale figure just standing by the window.
Oh, no. Okay, that's creepy. What else?
But that's not even the worst part. The figure's face is described as melting.
Melting. Oh, that's really creepy, man. That's giving me the chills already.
I know, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think? Could this be a case of sleep paralysis? Maybe. I've heard those episodes can be terrifying.
You know, it's possible. Sleep paralysis often gets lumped in with these paranormal stories, and for a good reason. Your mind's playing tricks on you, right? You feel trapped, you see things that aren't really there, but the detail about the lights
Oh yeah, the lights.
turning on right after the figure vanishes, that adds another layer to this, doesn't it?
It does. Because it wasn't just the user who woke up, it was both their parents too, all at the same time, startled.
Yeah, you don't often hear about shared experiences like that with sleep paralysis. It makes you wonder, what if something external, like an electromagnetic field or even a sound, could trigger those episodes, and not just in one person, but in everyone present? There's actually some early research that suggests it could be a possibility.
Wow, sleep paralysis contagion.
Yeah.
That's a bit freaky to think about.
Right. I mean, and imagine your worst nightmare suddenly becoming a shared experience.
Okay, I'm going to need a minute after that one. Speaking of nightmares, this next story from Writing Zoo has a pretty terrifying dream attached to it.
I'll lay it on me.
So they were in South Korea, and they saw this glowing blue figure outside their window.
Glowing blue. That's not your average peeping, Tom.
Right. And they described this overwhelming sense of primal fear, like something deep down told them to be terrified. But what's really creepy is that they had this vivid dream the very same night.
About the glowing figure.
No, this one was different. Their mother disappeared, and they encountered something truly horrific. They didn't go into details in the post, but it obviously shook them up.
Yeah, sometimes those undescribed horrors are the scariest kind.
Totally. So what do you make of that? Could there be a link between what we see when we're awake, especially those unexplainable things, and the terrors we face in our dreams?
I mean, we're talking about the subconscious here, right? Dreams, waking visions, they could all be tapping into something deeper. And the fact that this happened in South Korea, well, different cultures have different beliefs about the supernatural, about spirits and entities that walk among us.
Ooh, I like where you're going with this. It's like different cultures might just be more attuned to different parts of, I don't know, another dimension.
Possibly. Or maybe these experiences are just a reflection of our deepest fears, amplified by the unknown. It's something to think about.
It definitely is. Okay, so are you ready for another creepy story?
Get me.
All right. This one's from a user named Not a Good Gardener, and it involves voices in the wilderness. They were out hiking with their dad in Colorado.
Okay, I've heard stories about people getting lost in the woods and hearing things.
Yeah, exactly. But this wasn't just your average case of hikers hearing things. They were miles from civilization, completely alone, and they decided to call out just to see if anyone else was around.
You know, like, hello, into the void.
Right, exactly. But instead of getting a hello back, they heard a string of the worst profanity you can imagine.
Oh, no. That's creepy, like directed at them.
Yeah, as if someone was yelling back at them, angry.
See, now that sends chills down my spine.
Right. It's like, who's out there in the middle of nowhere just waiting to hurl insults at unsuspecting hikers? It doesn't make any sense.
It really doesn't. They didn't see anyone.
No, they searched everywhere. Nothing.
That is seriously unsettling.
It really is. I mean, I know sounds can travel in weird ways in the wilderness, but this...
Yeah, I'd be checking my 6 after that one. It's like those stories about skinwalkers. I mean, maybe it was just some pranksters, right?
Maybe. Or maybe.
Or maybe it's something we just can't explain.
Okay, so that was episode 1 of our scariest Reddit tales. If any of those sent shivers down your spine, be sure to give us a follow on social media at Paranormal333 and tell us what you think. And if you thought those were scary, just wait until you hear what we've got lined up for next time.
Oh, we're just getting started.
Until next time, keep it spooky.
And don't forget to check under your bed. You ever notice how it's always basements?
Oh, tell me about it. I swear every other scary story starts in a basement.
It's like they're just asking for it, you know? Dark, damp, full of cobwebs.
And usually a creepy old furnace or water heater humming away in the corner.
Exactly. It's the perfect recipe for a spooky encounter. Speaking of which, this next story from Diamond Eye 7 takes place in, you guessed it, their grandparents' basement.
Oh, yeah, here we go.
So they always felt uneasy about this basement, even as a kid.
Understandably.
But one night, they were lying in bed upstairs,
Okay.
and they felt two distinct pokes on the head.
Whoa. Okay, now that's just not right. Who's poking people in the head in the middle of the night?
Right. It's the kind of thing that makes you want to sleep with the lights on for a month. But here's the thing. They were alone in the house.
No way. Are you
I'm
serious?
dead serious. No one else was home.
Okay, so what do we think? Ghost. Some kind of creepy, crawly critter.
Well, it's hard to say for sure, but I'm leaning towards the power of suggestion on this one. Remember how I was saying that basements are prime locations for spooky stories?
Oh, it's like they're practically begging to be haunted.
Exactly. So if Diamond Eye 7 already had this fear of their grandparents' basement ingrained in their mind,
It could have manifested as those pokes on the head.
it's possible. Our minds are powerful things, especially when we're dealing with fear and anxiety.
That's both fascinating and creepy.
Yeah.
Okay, so from a creepy basement to a glowing orb of light. This next one's a bit different.
Oh, I love a good orb story. What's the deal with this one?
So this is from Vegetarian Robots, and they were at home one night when they saw this bright light shoot across their yard.
Okay, so far so good. Orbs can be all sorts of things.
Right, but here's where it gets weird. The orb went through their fence.
Through, like straight through the wood.
That's what they said. And then it went through their back door.
Okay, now we're talking. That's not your average orb.
Nope. And get this, their dog went nuts, barking and growling at this thing like it was a threat.
Animals can sense things, you know? Maybe they pick up on energy that we don't.
Right. So what do you think it was? Ball lightning? Some kind of weird electrical thing?
It's hard to say. Ball lightning is usually associated with storms, and there's no mention of a storm in the story. Plus, this orb was moving with a purpose, you know? Like it was intelligent.
Okay, that's giving me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Intelligent orbs are not on my list of things I want to encounter.
Right. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, ready for another one?
Hit me with it. I can handle it.
All right, this one's from G3 Istabot, and it's a bit of a long one. It's about their childhood home and this creepy feeling they always had in the basement.
Oh, I told you, it's always the basement. What was so creepy about this one?
Well, for starters, they always felt like they were being watched down there.
That's the worst. That feeling of eyes on the back of your neck, I hate it.
Right, like something unseen is lurking just out of sight, but it gets creepier.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah. One night, they saw two glowing orbs in the basement.
Glowing orbs. What color?
Red.
Red. Okay, that's not good.
Nope. Red is usually a bad sign in these kinds of stories.
It's true. There's something inherently unsettling about red light, especially in a dark, creepy basement.
For sure. But here's where it gets really freaky. A few weeks after the orbs, they saw something even bigger down there. A shadowy figure.
Oh no, a full-on shadow person.
That's what they said.
See, this is why I hate basements. You're practically begging for a paranormal encounter down there.
Right. I mean, what is it about those underground spaces? Is it like a portal to another dimension?
Maybe. Or maybe it's just our minds playing tricks on us again. Remember how we were talking about infrasound?
The sound waves that are too low for us to hear?
Exactly. Well, basements are notorious for infrasound. All those pipes and ducts and things vibrating can create these really low-frequency sounds that can mess with our heads.
Wait, are you saying that those creepy vibes I get in basements could just be sound waves?
It's possible. Infrasound has been known to cause all sorts of weird effects. Anxiety, nausea, hallucinations, even the feeling of being watched.
So G3's spot might have just been picking up on some freaky sound waves.
It's a possibility. But hey, on the other hand, maybe it was a shadow person. We're keeping an open mind here, right?
Right. It's all about exploring the possibilities. Okay, so this next story is a wild ride. It starts out innocently enough. Someone thinks their sister is playing a prank on them, but...
But it's not the sister.
You got it. This is from PM4 Small Talk, and let me tell you, after this, I wouldn't want a small talk with them at all.
Oh, that bad, huh? All right, let's hear it. What happened?
So they're in their room at night, and they see someone come in, someone with long black hair. Automatically, they think it's their sister messing with them.
Makes sense, right? Typical sibling shenanigans.
Exactly. So they kind of ignore it at first,
Uh-huh.
but then they look closer, and they realize this figure is way too tall to be their sister. And then they see the face.
Oh, no. What was wrong with the face?
Scars.
Scars, like, all over.
Yeah, that's what they said. Deep, jagged scars all over their face. And the figure's just standing there in the dark, staring at them.
Oh, hell no. I'd be frozen in fear.
Me too. But here's the kicker. The figure puts a finger to their lips, like shh, and then climbs out the window.
Climbs out the window. Are you serious?
That's what they said. They didn't stick around to ask any questions, that's for sure.
I wouldn't either. Oh, man, that is creepy. So, what do you think? Was it an actual break-in?
Maybe. But wouldn't a burglar have, stolen something? This figure just dot-watched.
You're right. That's the part that gets me. The lack of any other motive. It's like this intruder was there just to scare the living daylights out of them.
It's seriously creepy.
Speaking of creepy.
Oh, I've got another one. This last story is a little different, but it might be the most unsettling one yet. This is from You Shouted This, and it takes place in a church.
A church. Okay, that's a new one. Usually it's graveyards and abandoned hospitals, not churches.
Right. You wouldn't think a church would be haunted.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This story isn't about ghosts, not exactly. It's about this feeling, this presence that the user felt while they were praying.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So picture this. You're a kid, kneeling in prayer, eyes closed, hands clasped together, and you feel someone gently take your hand.
Oh, wow. That would be comforting in a way.
Right. It's like this gesture of support, of someone being there with you. But when they open their eyes, no one was there.
Whoa.
Yeah. And get this. They said the hand, the one that was holding theirs, it was swaying back and forth like they were swaying together in prayer.
Okay, now that's just mad weird. And a little creepy, not gonna lie.
Right. I mean, it makes you wonder, what if there was something else there? Something we can't see or explain, but something good.
It's a nice thought, right? That even when we feel alone, there might be something out there watching over us.
Exactly. But then again, it could have just been a figment of their imagination, right?
True. Or maybe it's a little bit of both. The power of belief, the need for comfort, all mixed together to create this, an experience. Who knows? That's the thing about the paranormal, isn't it? We can try to explain it away, or we can embrace the mystery.
Well said. And on that note, I think we've had enough creepy for one night. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Paranormal 3.33 and tell us which story you thought was the scariest.
And until next time, start sweet dreams.